Ilya, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet
Thank
you
you so much for joining us on the Geekcentric podcast. How you doing, man?
I'm in New York promoting a movie that I think is fantastic. I'm doing pretty damn well, thank you.
Yeah, man, I saw it yesterday. It is tons of fun. The energy is just off the charts. It's an absolute blast. I got to ask right off the bat, though, was the energy on set just as wild as fun as what we see on screen?
Yes, and I always heard that if you have fun on the set, it means it's not going to be fun in the movie. And I was like, I don't believe that. Why should we? Life's short.
Right.
Working fantastic people who are very, good-natured and want to get the best result. We were having, it's difficult. No movies are easy. It doesn't matter the size or the genre, whatever. But, we had as much of a blast as you can under the somewhat stressful circumstances.
Yeah, I can imagine. And, like you said, it's not an easy feat to make a movie. This Heads of State feels like a big swing in a lot of ways. It's just tonally, it mixes action and comedy. And it has such a great energy to you. What excited you about taking this project on, and what felt different about making this film compared to maybe some of your past work?
Well, my vast filmography of movies, there were, the first one was super weird and experimental. I'm happy that it actually made sense, and and some people really love it, some don't. And that's all cool. The second one is a bit more straightforward, but it has a special thing in the form of Bob, and there's some subversions of the genre which I was really excited by. And this one, when I first heard the pitch before the script stage, it was a more straight up action thriller, and I wasn't too excited, but I love the idea of John and Idris doing what they did. I love the Suicide Squad. First of all, we're standing on the shoulder of James Gunn. So thank you, Mr.
Exactly.
Gunn.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking about. I said, give me a day, and I was thinking. I was like, you know what? It's not an action thriller. It's a really good action comedy. It's a road movie. It's a buddy movie.
Yes.
And I think if you make John Cena's character an ex-movie star who became a president, that's a great comic perspective, and I think I get it. And it clicked, and I came back to Peter Safran and John Ricard, the producers, and I was like, guys, what do you think of this? And they were like, go. So as soon as we got that, the writers were like, yes, we get it. We sat down, and it just became, and Amazon also, was just like, yeah, there was no, it all made sense. I said, look, it's Midnight Run, it's planes, trains, and automobiles by way of Mission Impossible. And once that clicked, I was like, I get how they can sell it. I get what I'm super excited by. I want the genuine, non-synthetic warmth of those 80s, 90s movies. I think we're kind of missing that. A lot of it feels not fake, because all movies are fake, but then it feels a little synthetic. And I was like, can we try to do this, as practically as possible? And thank you, Top Gun, because that came out that summer when we started pitching this. And I was like, look, people react to real things that are shot practically. Let's do as much of that as we can safely and the budget allows. So we got to travel to four countries and make a hell of a fun movie. So, it all made sense pretty quickly.
Yeah, I love that you found a way into it that made sense for you and what you could bring. You talked about Hardcore Henry briefly there. Looking back at that, that was such a bold debut, if you will. What lessons or instincts from that filmmaking experience do you carry on in terms of your approach to action or storytelling?
I think the biggest thing I learned from that film was that whatever your 100% amazing directorial vision is, you will not be able to do that because there's reality. There's time, there's money, there's just schedules, there's so many things that will go wrong. And I think I became a director, really, when it clicked for me that you can have fun figuring out how to get from that 100% over here to a different 100%, because there's not one right way to make a movie. There's several. It's not like there's a lot of ways to mess it up, but there are quite a few elements that you can switch around. I think the fact that I come in with a mind that is not just adaptable, but I enjoy the process of figuring stuff out, and that is the real job of the director. And when it clicked for me, I was like, now I get it.
Yes.
So I was like 36 at that point. I was like, all right, not too late for that. So kind of proud. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Well, as I get towards the end here and I wrap up, we are called Geekcentric. We love all things from Star Wars, Marvel, DC. I don't know if you've been asked this question, but I'm going to ask you anyways.
Let's go.
If you could step into any of those worlds or in the sandbox and play in that world, is there one that you'd want to play in?
Look, I think all of them have great movies. All of them have great potential to be even greater as time goes by and they learn and we understand more as the world changes and the audiences change. I think it's unfair. It's hard to pick one,
right?
Because I can imagine making a great Star Wars movie. I can imagine making a great Marvel movie. I can imagine making a great DC movie. The question is the right project with the right goals, with the right energy, and it's very tough to
pinpoint on one, right?
I'll just say this. I got into the movie business because, I hate saying the movie business, I got into loving movies because I watched Goldfinger. That was my one that was like, boom. So I said, one day, especially after they had Mark Foster direct. He was a Swiss director. 'Cause before, Bonds were always going to be Brits.
Right.
So Mark broke that. Carey continued breaking that. I was like, you know what? Let's see. 20 years from now, 10 years, 15 years from now. So that would be the thing I would like. I do that. I can probably feel good if I have to retire.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Ilya, thank you so much for joining us on the Geekcentric podcast. It's
Thank you.
an absolute honor, man. I am such a fan of your work, and
Thanks so
this
much.
movie is tons of fun, and I can't wait
Thank you.
for people to see Heads of State.
Thank you.
Awesome. Man.
Appreciate it.